Before the scroll unfurls, before the flame flickers, there was a silence, a breath held between worlds. Nryn closed the door and turned, leaning against it, her whole body shaking with rage, terror, and hopelessness. She only realized she had something in her hand when she felt it biting into her palm. She opened her hand slowly, not really seeing anything until the silver band came into focus. It was a simple band with 2 small blood-red garnets. The ring, the gems blurred again, and she blinked, bringing everything into focus. She headed over to the forge and looked over the molds that were stored there, ready. She found the one she wanted. It was a small one, a simple key with a simple bow. As the ring melted, she used small tongs to pull out the 2 garnets and put them aside. She mixed the silver and iron with her magic, pouring the 3 of them into the mold, and as the metal cooled, she set the garnets and the final piece of magic. She paced back and forth, trying to keep calm. A door closed and she jumped, then stood still. She watched at the room's door, waiting for the footsteps she could hear to walk through. She only had eyes for Jorback as he walked in. She didn't see the others that were with him, holding him, guiding him. She kept her eyes on him as the group of men walked towards her. "Do you have it?" a rather tall, beefy guy with a lot of tattoos asked harshly. Nryn's gaze was ripped from Jorback to Buscador de Oro, Marlo. She nodded and held up the key. The light played off the veins of silver in the iron. Marlo nodded at the door behind Nryn. "Show me." Nryn turned to look at the door that Marlo indicated. It was the door to the guild's coffers. She glanced once more at Jorback and then turned to the door. She slid the key into the lock and closed her eyes, not sure if she wanted to hear it click or not. It did click. She opened the door and stood to one side. "Bring all of it to me," Marlo demanded, and one of the people behind him moved Jorback back, shielding him from Nryn. "That wasn't the deal." Nryn's attention snapped to Marlo. "The deal was I make the key, and I did. It works, as I've just demonstrated. Let Jorback go." "I'm changing the deal. Get the money." A flick of Marlo's hand and a knife appeared at Jorback's throat. With one last look at Jorback's terrified eyes, Nryn went inside to get the gold. She couldn't hear anything above the thrum of her own blood in her ears as she raided the guild's coffers. She didn't hear the scuffle outside. She was unaware of what was happening until she was out of the vault and back in the room. Before she could find Jorback, she was grabbed by one of the thugs. "You're coming with me, little one." And she was being dragged out as the thugs made a run for it. The guild security team was not far behind them. "Where's Jorback?" she cried as she got pulled along, trying to keep her feet under her. "The guy we took? He's dead. You will be too if you don't get moving. Now come on." "Hey, Arrow, give me the girl." Marlo's harsh voice cut through the night to the right of Nryn and her captor. "The money's mine, Marlo. You weren't going to share, so I'm taking all of it." The 3 of them stood there for a few minutes, while the 2 buscaderos stared each other down. Nryn felt the grip on her wrist slacken just enough, and she took it. She wrenched her arm free and ran down an alley and through some streets. She kept going, and as she wound her way through the quiet burrows, she could hear the group of banditos gathering to give chase. She knew she couldn't outrun them on her own, so once she felt she had lost them, she ducked home and grabbed her pony. She didn't say goodbye to anyone in her family as she saddled Nutcracker and rode out of town with the key and the gold. The scroll fades, but the flame endures. This has been a character narration by AWDD. If you would like your character's backstory handwritten on paper that embodies your character, please visit us now at our Etsy shop, AWDD Legacies.